I want to just say shout out to Joshua, the African Portal, and everybody out there who is supporting this platform. And you're going to be listening to this um, broadcast sometimes in the future. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow, next year, next month, next hour, but listen here. It's time for an awakening. And I want to continue from that point, and this is the assignment I'm giving as I share on this platform. It is time for an awakening. And when we talking about awakening, we're not just talking about physical sleeping, but we're talking about spiritual awakening. We're talking about mental awakening. We're talking about emotional awakening. We're talking about taking your rightful place and believing that you have a purpose, believing that you were called to make a difference, to make an impact. Because listen here, no one can do what you can do the way you can do it in the body you have in the earth. You were not a mistake. I have a very close friend from Greece, and he learned that his mother was raped. So he is a product of a raped baby. But listen here. Like he said to me, he said, listen, that doesn't affect him because he understands who he is. He understands that he has a purpose here. He understands that he is here to make a difference, and he's doing that. He's making a difference. He's a mentor. He's a coach. He's an inspiration to me. He is somebody that is making a difference in the society, making a difference in his community, making a difference um, in his family. He's making a difference. He's impacting. A matter of fact, he held a conference I think it was about 2 months ago, brought leaders together from all around the world to share knowledge to help the next generation. It's time for you to awaken out of whatever you might have experienced that has caused trauma, that has caused you to detour from who you are and what you are assigned to do. Proverbs 23 verse 7 declares, for as he thinketh is in his heart, so is he. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if you already feel as if you can't make it, if you already feel as if, listen here, you can't make an impact in the world, if you already feel as if it's over for you, if you already feel that you can't get out of what you're in, then you already throw in the towel. The Bible declares that there is death and life in the power of the tongue. And not only that, we understand the power of the mind. We understand the power of the subconscious. So if you're constantly thinking you're a failure, if you're constantly thinking you can't change, if you're constantly thinking that you can't get out, if you're constantly thinking you'll never be married, if you're constantly thinking life will never be better than this, if you're constantly thinking change will never happen, if you're constantly thinking it's going to get worse in your personal life, if you're constantly thinking you're going to never overcome, then listen here, you already have the verdict on the outcome or the outcome of your life or the experience. So I want to first bring your attention to listen and remind you to think from a different place. You already have the results you don't like. You already have the experience you don't like. So you have to think from a different place. And not only think from a different place, but you have to renew your mind. You have to transform your mind. You have to renew your mind. You have to remind your mind. You have to remind yourself. You have to mind your mind. Mind. You were called to rise above your situation, your circumstances. You were called and chosen and trusted with the pain that you have experienced. Now it's time. to do the inner work. I have to do my inner work. I have to fight through any negative thoughts that are going to tell me that I'm not going to impact the world, that I'm not making a difference, that I'm nobody. That I'm not going to go further. I have to fight those thoughts. I have to mind my mind. And how do you mine your mind? Just like how they do mining in the real world. They mine coal. You got to dig. You got to pull out the rubbish. You got to pull out the garbage. You have to dig away the debris and get to the good stuff, the coal or the gold. I want to take this time now to just encourage somebody and to remind you, listen here, where you are now is not where you're going to be the rest of your life. I want to remind somebody else, continue to go, continue to go, continue to go, continue to go. And sometimes going has to do with changing the environment, changing the company, changing what you read, what you watch. Oh, that's good. Mind your mind. It is a saying, if you hang with 9 thieves, most likely you're going to be the 10th. If you hang with 9 fools, most likely you're going to be the 10th. It's a saying that you hang with 9 persons that don't want to go anywhere, most likely you're going to be the 10th person that don't go nowhere with them. The first Psalms declares, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. So you have to monitor the company you keep. Mind your mind, monitor the company you keep. Let me say that again, because sometimes we hear things and, it takes us sometimes 7, 8 times to recode and really get the information that is said. You have to mind your mind. The mind is like a sailboat on the ocean without an anchor. It just will go, go, go. You go, go, go. Your mind is designed to just go, go, go. A matter of fact, if you're not careful, you already anticipate the negative outcome that you haven't even experienced yet. What do you mean, the negative outcome you haven't experienced? For instance, you might have lost a job. You then experience it, oh, I can lose everything in my life now since I lose a job, but you only lose the job. It's not easy, but the God we serve is able to bring restoration. The God we serve is able to bring recovery or cost recovery. The God we serve is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we would ask of and think of, according to the power that worketh in us. So sometimes we are thinking and living the negative outcome, and we have to shut our mind down. And yes, sometimes we could be in such dire situations and we don't want to hear everybody. We don't want to hear nobody. And a lot of us have already experienced persons that let us down, whether it's a mentor, whether it's some level of um, um, boss, employee, family, friend, neighbor, whoever it is. But the Bible tells us the arms of flesh will fail us. Not only that, you let some people down. So life is like a circle. It happens. Life happens. Do not hear this. Pay attention. Lean in if you can. Do not throw in the towel on you. Somebody in South Africa is hearing this, and I don't know if you're hearing it now. You're gonna have access to hearing this. And listen here, where you live, your circumstances, the amount of money you have, the amount of influence you have, your past experience does not dictate what God can do in your life. The only sure thing in life is change and death. So change will come. And the good thing about being to the bottom is only one way up. And it's only one direction to go, and that's up. Do what you have to do to mind your mind, to keep positive thoughts, to listen to positive music. Sometimes let me hear the let me turn on the music now in the car. Sometimes I have to put on some positive music. This is Shervin Gardner. So glad I have access to so glad I had access to interview him and meet him. But listen here. Sometimes I'm driving and I have to turn on the right music. Worship. Sometimes you have to listen to positive messages and feed that mind. Feed that mind. Feed it. Feed it. Recode it. Recondition it. So you can think from a different place. Once we can think from a different place, we can attract where we're thinking from. We can't never attract where we are not thinking from. Back to the scripture. You want me to read it? Proverbs 23:7. So a man thinketh, so is he. Excuse me. So if you think you can't get over, if you think you can't overcome, if you think you're not good enough, if you think it will never change, if you think life is over, if you think you're not, you're nobody, if you're allowing all of these negative thoughts to consume your mind, it's going to play out on your actions. And in this pandemic, there's a lot of things happening. It's paramount for you to maintain your mind, for you to mind your mind. It's time for an awakening. I'm going to take this time to just let you know it's time to come forward. Somebody is being drastically hurt, abused, raped, molested, messed with, overlooked, underrated, disqualified. Moses was a murderer in the Bible. David, man, listen here. David did some mess. Paul was worse. The Apostle Paul, I mean, he crucified Christians. But these were people that God poured his spirit on and transformed to use for his honor and his glory. So I'm going to take this time. Yes, the first thing I want to draw your attention to is mind your mind. Maintain your mind. That's 2 points in one or 1 point in two, however you want to say it. But the next thing is you need to monitor your company. Monitor the people you keep company. Monitor the people that's speaking in your life. Monitor. Let me use a stronger word. God, protect who's in your space, who speaks into your ear, who speaks into your life. You don't need to be around persons who's always complaining. There's an analogy they use showing a glass halfway with water. Do you see it half full or half empty? Are you pessimistic or optimistic? Are the people you are around do they add to you? Are they taken away? Are they always drawing and withdrawing from you? I was so glad to connect with someone from Ghana today. And one of my clients connected us. But the aura, the presence, the attitude that was projecting from her was so refreshing that it encouraged me to go on. She said she's having a wonderful Wednesday. So you have to guard your company. People around you, people in your community might never see you how God see you. And that's just a clear indication. Jesus had to get out. A clear indication that you need to reach to other sources, reach to other persons. Jesus had to get out from where he was. He said, I can't do miracles here. Hey, Peter, pack up my sandals, pack up my suit, get my hat, make sure, bring my cufflinks. Let's get out of here. Because the people were too familiar. Well, I'm from the Bahamas. I'm on the other side of the world. But I'm connected to you because you're tuning into this. Whether it's a year later, a month from the date, it doesn't matter. You were supposed to listen to this session, even if you're on for a minute, even if you're on for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Listen, protect who you allow in your space, who you allow in your lives. There's some people you just let you only could talk to them for a minute or two on a circumstance, a situation. You move on. Fortify your environment. And when I talk about your environment, I'm talking about your mind space. The next thing today, she was talking about the book she's reading. And for some, you mightn't be a reader, but a read from the actual book. But YouTube has a lot of information. You might listen to it by audio, but you have to be able to maintain the mind. You have to be able to refresh. You have to be able to know how to draw. You have to be able to guard your company. The next thing I want to bring your attention to, there's some stuff you just have to do scared. Yes. Don't worry what they can say. Reach out to that person. Reach out for help. There's some persons I was asking for help in certain areas, and no, they didn't help me. But I know I needed help. And then I keep knowing what's before me. And what happened? Eventually, the right persons came into my life. Another example, I'm in the Bahamas. Joshua, the CEO of this broadcast, he's in Africa, but God brought us together. Now I'm on the African platform speaking to persons on the other side of the world. God. And we live and talk and celebrate and connect like brothers. Why did you use that point? People around you might not accept who you are, but listen here. The assignment God have on your life could just be a global assignment, and you need to get out from your kinship. You need to get out. Stop trying to get affirmation and validation for those that are right in your set, and continue to act. You need to go do some things scared. Yes. You called to go on Facebook, do it scared. You called to go on social media, do it scared. But do it. Go. Because you're called to greatness. You're called to impact the world. There's some people who will always criticize you. There's some people who will always look down on you, but there's some persons who's going to appreciate you and celebrate the goodness, celebrate the gifts that you have. You are gifted. Stop doubting yourself. But I understand, because, like Les Brown says, this is very vital, very important. The frame cannot see the picture. So sometimes you can't really see who you are. Sometimes you can't really see the gifts you possess. Sometimes you can't really appreciate the things you do naturally well. And that's why it's important to get with the right company. It's important to connect with like-minded persons. And that is why the enemy tries to destroy us and wipe us out, so we don't trust anyone. I'm not saying open up your life to everyone. I'm saying take the steps to meet new persons. Take the steps to reach out to mentors. Take the step to reach out to some person. And, bit by bit, you'll figure out who's good for you. You figure out, hey, no. And if it's not, it doesn't work out, move on. There is 7.8 billion people in the world. There's a community for you to reach. There's individuals for you to impact. You were born to make a difference. So do some things scared. Yes, do it scared. Make the mistakes. The other day I was doing an interview and my words got crossed up and I just said, blah, 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 and I moved on. My guests laugh and they laugh and mistakes happen. Learn to embrace you. Learn to embrace where you fall short. And that's okay. So go. Do it scared. Try it. Try it. I remember the first video I did. It took me about a month to do like a 3-minute video because why? I was uncomfortable with the camera. I was uncomfortable. I had to learn how to better communicate with the camera, look in the camera, try not to be twitching and turning, but that's all right. The message is more important than the fluff. And who you supposed to reach, who I supposed to reach, I will reach. So go, do it scared. Go, do it scared. Try it. Try it. Attempt it. Make the call. Make the appointment. Investigate the situation. I want to talk to someone in a domestic situation. I'm not telling you to stay. I'm not telling you to go, but I'm telling you to pray and trust God. Approach it different. Fast. Pray. Anoint the sheets. Anoint the door. And ask God for wisdom and direction. There's a young lady who's using her body to try to take care of her children. And it's always easy. I was driving today just thinking it's so easy to give advice. You saying, hey, you don't know my situation. I'm saying to you, God knows your situation. Trust him on a different level. Trust him where you can trace him. The next thing I want to say is be willing to serve. Jesus humbled himself. He took on the form of a servant. He came from glory down to earth to serve humanity, that we will be able to receive salvation. Be willing to serve. Get around persons you could serve. Get around persons as you serve, you could learn. And not only you learn, but in service and servitude, you learn a lot about yourself. There's impartation, the law of reciprocation. And I don't want to get deep, so let's look at this. The world is created round. Ecclesiastes talk about it's a time for everything under the sun. It's a time to live. It's a time to die. It's a time to love. It's a time to hate. It's a time to, it's a time for everything. But serve. Find somebody you could serve. Find some organization, somebody you could serve. And as you begin to serve, you begin to learn, add value by serving. And after that, or in that experience, you'll grow. You'll learn about you. There'll be an impartation, and nobody is perfect. Stop looking for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, the perfect people to serve. There's some stuff in my life I need a miracle. I need God to work it out because I want to do some stuff and I need the resources. But I'm committed to serve humanity the best way on the level that I can. I'm not Les Brown or not. I'm me. You embrace who you are. So do it scared. Go and do it scared. Go and do it. That's why the word courage. Courage simply tells us that, you courage manifests in the midst of fear. So do it scared. Allow courage to take its place. Stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to get everything perfect. Yes, we have to improve myself. I have to improve myself. I'm working on improving myself. But go. And the same time you're going, you're growing. And the same time you grow, next thing you know, you're glowing. So go, grow. Next thing you know, you're glowing. Embrace who you are. Embrace your personality. Embrace your smile. See my big nose? You might say my nose big. Someone saying nothing wrong with your nose. You might say, but embrace who you are. Embrace your big nose, big lips, small lips, whatever. Embrace you. You don't have another, you don't, we can't jump in another body. Oh man, if man could have do that, that would have been a whole different thing. So this is the body you have. That's the smile you have. That's the cheeks you have. That's the lips you have. That's the ass. They used to call me bad ass and big ass in school. I don't know what they was talking about, but embrace who you are. Embrace your journey. Embrace your personality. Embrace your challenges. I have my challenges. I don't like to come on these lives and act like I have it down pat. There's some things I'm holding faith for and I'm believing God for and I'm working through. So embrace who you are. We are brown skin, we are black skin, whatever skin you want to call it. So why try to um wish you a different color? No, that don't make sense. Embrace your journey. I always tell persons, and I have to sometimes remind myself, God trusts you with that pain. Because behind that pain, connected to your pain, is your purpose, your destiny. And it's quite obvious that if you have a sense that is more to do, then you're called to do more. And if you don't have a sense to do more, I'm challenging you. Awaken. Somebody listening to this is feel misunderstood. That's okay. There's persons who will embrace you in different parts of the world, or don't sum up your life based on how people treat you. You were born to make an impact. You were born to make a difference. I have about 2 more minutes on this video, on this call. Mind your mind. Maintain your mind. Guard your company. Monitor your company. Upgrade your company. Do it scared. Go and grow so you can glow. Do it scared. Try it. Embrace who you are, because you are called to make an impact in the earth. You are called to make a difference. And God don't make mistakes. South Africa, I love y'all. Africa, I love y'all. There's a connection. And I want to just remind you, it's time to awaken. It's time to think from a different place. It's time to elevate your thinking. It's time to work on transforming your mind. Be ye renewed in your mind. God is able to do what man says is impossible. And it looks impossible, but God is able to make the impossible possible. But He's not going to come down and do it. You have to take your steps bit by bit, and on every level, there's going to be things you learn about you. There's going to be things you learn about life, and there's going to be things that needs to be learned or need to be learned. I'm doing my best to enjoy the journey. And I want to say to you, it's in you to overcome. It's in you to survive. But most of all, the God we serve is on the throne for all of us. You could call upon Him, and He said He will show you great and mighty things. He said, ask, seek, and knock. ASK. So I encourage you, as my 30 minutes is up and I'm about to come off this platform, continue to trust Him, but awaken. It's time to awaken. The reason some persons can't connect with you because your mentality is an eagle. Eagles connect with only on a certain altitude. Only eagles will connect with eagles. So as you begin to elevate in your thinking, you'll find out that some persons don't understand you and some persons do. God bless you today. God keep you is my prayer. It's time to awaken. My name is Kaiwan Gibson, the founder of Kaiwan Inspiration International, Life Skills Global Ambassador, a brand mentor. Feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to connect. I help individuals define, embrace, express, and project their purpose as a brand. But most importantly, reach out to God in prayer. Continue to seek Him, ask Him to help you, direct you, ask Him to work in you, that you will manifest who you are in the earth. Let's pray one for another, but most importantly, let's stay connected to God. See you until we meet again. Bless you.
Monroe Global Incorporated and MonroeGlobal.com. We transform followers into leaders and leaders into agents of change. The message is a blessing as you advance your life and discover your purpose. Now, let's go into the message. Humans don't want to die because deep in their hearts they know that they have not finished on the spot. That's why they don't want it. The person have discovered their purpose and have fulfilled their destiny, they welcome death. It's a human who does their purpose. So afraid to die. As a matter of fact, the Apostle Paul died willfully. He decided to die. Let me quote him. I quote, I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. I have been poured out like a drink offering. And there's nothing left for me to do. I am now ready to be offered. Wow. And this clear confidence about death. First, I want to talk to you about purpose and destiny. Write the two words down. And I want to focus on, in this first segment, of personal success from a kingdom perspective. Let's talk about success for a minute. Proceed. Now, success is something that human wants. Everybody wants to succeed. But for you to succeed in life, and every human being on earth these questions right now, including the person sitting in your chair right now. These 5 questions motivate everything you do. They create everything in this planet that humans do. These 5 questions are the source of all of your problems. They are the source of all the crime in your city. They are the source of all corruption. 5 questions are the source of every problem the human faces is in these 5 questions. The cause of all of our behavior. Watching this program live around the world because of these 5 questions. I have reduced all of human life to 5 questions. Write them down. Number 1, who am I? The tough question to answer. Most people have never answered that question because it's the average human never answers that. Who am I? The second question that you must answer to become successful in life is, where am I from? 89% of the world's answers that question. That question has no ethnicity. Where am I from? The third question every human must answer to become successful on this planet is, why am I here? Why was I conceived? Why was I born? I am certain that most of you sitting here in this room still have not answered that question. Why am I here on this planet? The question every human must answer to be successful is, what can I do? Over 90% of the world's population haven't answered that question. The human is grappling with is, where am I going? It is the question of destiny. Where am I going? Now, who am I is a question of identity. Write it down next to it. The average human is still struggling with self-identity. That is why most of us are other people. For example, you wear Michael Jordan. You don't wear yourself. You wear Pierre Cardin. That's a person. You wear Fubu. You wear Sean John. These are people. Because you ain't got no identity, you want to be like them. So you need to put on other people's identity to feel important. You are sick. That's why your children are in gangs today, killing each other. They would kill for a coat suit. And that's why you weave. When you want to dress like other people, that's why you follow the styles of the day. Because you have no identity, so you try to keep up with other people's style. With this question of, who am I? And some of you have lost your true self. You look, it's a sign that you are battling with the question. You hate your own face. So you try to look like other people. You hate your own size. So you hurt yourself trying to be like other people. You just kind of can't That's why the entire profession is built on your lack of self-identity. They feed that by selling you other people's images. The second question is why? Where am I from? That's a question, write it down, it's a question of heritage or source. Now most of you, where am I from? Africa. That ain't true. I'm from Jamaica. That ain't true. That ain't true. I'm from Mexico. I'm from Brazil. That's not true. Some of y'all are so mixed up, you don't know where you came from. You check your granddaddy, he was white. And your mama was black. So how do you say you black? You mixed right up. If you try to find by using your ethnic heritage, you would get lost. And here's the problem. You can never know who you are until you find out where you are from. So that's why you can't find out where you are from. You don't know who you are, and that is why you don't know who you are. So you battle with this question. Where am I from? The third question is why? Why am I here? This is the most difficult one that people battle. It's the question of purpose. And that is why we're going to deal with that tonight. Because this one is tied to, if you don't, you'll never know why. It's the question of purpose. The fourth question, what can I do, is what? Potential means, what is my true power? 95% of the people in this room are living below their ability. Guaranteed. You are only using 10% of your brain power. Law has never been discovered. What you are settling for disappoints God. What you are proud of, God is ashamed of. In other words, I discovered that to be a genius, all you gotta do is use 1% more of the others, and they call you a genius. That's how our culture is. What can you do? What is your true ability? The problem is, our culture attempts to tell us what we can do. The educational system of your city is your greatest problem. Because they attempt to judge, and in one given week, they give you a test, and when you get a C, how dare they? You just had a bad day, that's all. That's why most of the greatest people on earth are people who never finished school. That includes Bill Gates. Because the educational system shows how much you know. That's why I don't trust any. You are so smart, they can't measure your intelligence. Do you understand what I just said? Are you sure? So don't believe anything they told you about you. You are still living under an exam you took 20 years ago. And they told you that you are not artistic, that you cannot calculate, you can never be a professional in arithmetic. Even today you're afraid of a calculator because you believe them. The Bible says, let God be true. And trust no man. That's why I have opinions of me. I'm telling you now, to yourself. I didn't come here for you to like me or approve of me. I liked me before you met me. Okay, might as well clap your hands, get over it, come on, clap your hands. In other words, you and I must be careful not to allow people to judge us. I want you to take a look at this. These questions are about humans. Take a look at, and this is very critical. Write this down, please. The desire for every human being is to succeed. Everybody wants to succeed. Now, success is predictable. You know, I keep telling people this, but they don't believe me. You can predict success. But the problem is, failure is also predictable. What do I mean? You can predict if a person will fail before they fail. Because life is designed that way. It's designed that way. And why is success predictable? Write this down. Because life is designed to function by laws. Life is designed to function by law. God designed life in such a way that he makes success controllable. What I am today, I decide. This is very important what I'm saying. You should stop blaming people for your state in life. Whatever you are right now, you decided to be. That's what you are. In other words, succeed because God needs you to succeed. Your success is good for God for a reason. God built success into creation because the success of everything God created affects his reputation. What did I say? The success of everything that God created. Do you understand what I just said, man? You think so? Yeah, you ain't quite sure. Okay, I'm gonna help you out. See, when I discovered this, I was the way I am right now when I was 16. Bold and strong. No fear. Do you know why? I discovered this. That God created me. He designed me to succeed. And my success was in his best interest. Let me explain why. Every product, he puts his name on it. The shoe has a name on it. Your dress, your car got a name on it. Your eye name on it. They got their image on it. You have an apple on some of that stuff. Is that apple? It's their name. I'm going to say one more time. The last thing, I want you to go and don't put the name on until the car is finished. Go to Apple Computers to see how they make computers. The name is going to tell it's finished. The last thing they put on your coat suit, because the time is when it's, you always put the image on. Let me describe finish for you. So you're getting it here. Okay. This telephone, thank you, sir. This telephone, God, now watch this. This telephone is given from a manufacturer. Was finished before they sold it. No product leaves a manufacturing plant until, I'm about to shout hallelujah. Speaking tongues all by myself. A manufacturing plant until it is tested. People in white suits all day, all they do is when it comes, they test it, make sure everything is working. They test it. Then they go to the internet and they put it in the box. In other words, when you get a new product, it's not new. That means no creator allows any product to leave the plant. Test it. So sure it can work that they put on top of it, and the book has in it a lot of promises. And the book promises you all kinds of things. It says this phone calls. How do they know that? They have already tested it. This phone can connect to the internet. How do they know that? They already tested. This phone can send text messages. How do they know that? They've already. This phone can collect voicemails and keep them for you. How do they know that? It's already being tested. This phone battery can last for 8 hours. How do they know that? They already tested for 8 hours. Yes, sir. So when they put their image on it, that's a sign that it's not beginning. Oh, glory, hallelujah. Now they put this book in the box. Now, in the back of the book, they always put 2 pages. Most of you look. I want to ask a question, but I won't. I don't want to embarrass you, but I'll try it anyhow. How many of you read every page of your manual for your refrigerator? Your iPad? Your VCR? That's what they're thinking. Am I right? Yeah. When you bought that VCR 20 years ago, you only learned. Now it has 22 functions. You only know 4. That's it. Turn it on, turn it off, record, play. That means you are not all 24 of its potential. You are living below its privilege. You are abusing your own resources. Some of y'all are just like the VCR. Go to work, go to bed, eat. Get up, go to work, go to bed, eat. Get up, go to work, eat, and then go to bed. Sorry. Stuck is manual on your life. The last 2 pages in that manual always has 2 words. This page says warranty. The second page says guarantee. These words are different. Warranty means if any it back to us. We will pay for the shipment. We will repair it at our expense, but manufacturer. We will ship it back to you, or we will replace it brand new at our expense. We will pay to get it back to you. Now, people even. So why would they spend all of that money for you to ship it back to them at their expense? For them to repair it at their expense? For them to ship it back to you at their expense? For them to actually give you a new one? The answer? Because none of that is about you. Them sake. They are protecting their mercy. Somebody say, thank you, Jesus. I feel like running right here. Praise the Lord. So when a manufacturer replaces a part and ships it back to you, it's not because of you. That's why sometimes they will recall at their expense. They will repair it. They say the cars purchased 1920, 19 something, 2013. Bring it back to us at our expense. We will fix it at our expense. It will cost us $600 million, but we don't care because there's nothing more expensive than our name. In other words, the success of their product protects their reputation. When God did a product called man, here we go. Manufacturing International decided to create a product called man. And God tested you before He put His image. Still don't get it. He said, let us make man. Kibro shata busate.